Hey, what is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So today is an amazing day because I have hit 10 months as a futures trader. I started back in November 28th, 2022, and needless to say, this entire journey is a roller coaster. I have faced so many hardships both on the screen and in my personal life, but I'm very thankful for all the highs along the way and the positives where I have not given up on myself, given up on my family, and I have not given up on all of you guys. For all the original supporters back from January of this year, appreciate you for tagging along this far. And for all the new people, welcome aboard. Very happy to have you here. Now for this video, I just want to be super transparent about two reflections I've realized about myself and my journey over the last 10 months. And if you're able to resonate with me, connect with me, feel free to comment that down below. I would love to know honestly how you're doing and how your journey is going, whether you've been doing this for a few days, a few months, a few years, your whole life. I would appreciate any kind of comments. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So the first thing is something I talk about very often on this channel and all my social media platforms, and that is trading psychology. I firmly believe that trading psychology is the equivalent to your mental health, your personal well-being, your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts, all of that jazz. And if you are not okay in your own personal life, then what makes you think you are going to be picture perfect with your trading psychology? Now, obviously, talking about myself, I have so much stuff to work through, and I've talked about going to therapy and working through it, and it is hard. The path I'm on right now is very bumpy, and because my personal life is very bumpy, you can imagine how my training psychology is. So with that being said, these are two things that I've kind of realized about my training psychology that has helped a little bit with understanding it to be at least 0.0001% better. So the first thing is that if I'm able to consistently stimulate my brain with either educational or self-help videos, I believe I'm moving in the right direction because I'm looking for ways to become better, and I am applying some of the things I'm learning from these videos, from these podcasts, to become better. And obviously, again, from my therapy. So education could be anything about, obviously, like my personal life, and also about all trading things related, whether that's podcasts, trader success stories, or even the struggles, strategy breakdowns, back testing, screen time, chart time, all that. And then self-help is self-explanatory. It's literally about my personal well-being. So yeah, there's that. And then the second thing is going to be having huge personal events in my life will greatly impact the way that I trade both on the screen and in my mental. So it's definitely best to take a break at that point. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that I fully step away 100% when I say I need to take a break, because that's just not true. I still face a lot of struggles with my gambling problem of trading and trading addiction in itself, over trading. And then when I beat myself up for going from green to in the drawdown, then I want to keep trading. So I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that I always step away whenever I say I need to. I know I need to. I know that's the right thing to do. But sometimes I just don't do that. And, that makes me human. And that's something that I'm really trying to work on, because I think if I'm able to get better in that part of my trading habits, then I believe it will help in turn with my trading psychology. But overall, the idea is that when anything really huge happens in my life, I need to take a break. And there's nothing wrong with taking breaks, whether that's a couple hours, a couple days, a couple weeks, even a couple months. But taking a break is not a bad thing. It allows you to some time to just really recollect yourself, grab some clarity, come back more refreshed, and maybe at that time you'll feel a little bit more ready to go and prepared to go. So that is the two things about my trained psychology that I'm really trying to focus on. And mind you, like I said in the beginning of this slide here, my entire psychology is a bit bumpy at this stage, and I'm really working on it, but some days are just not easy, and that's going to be okay, but that is all part of the process. The next thing that I really want to touch base on that was a very, very tough pill to swallow, if I'm being honest, is that I have held bad trading habits for about 6 to 7 months. And for my bad trading habits, it all started honestly when I had this belief that trading was a get rich quick scheme. And then when I started to trade with prop firms, I know that might sound a little strange, especially because, I'm affiliate with some companies. I trade on prop firm accounts before and now. And yeah, it's just a little weird. But let me go ahead and explain it to you. So starting off with the get rich quick scheme, I think it's safe to say that a lot of beginners get into trading because they might see, for example, maybe someone has a Lamborghini and they want that Lambo, or there's a mansion that someone bought because they traded, or maybe they went on a big vacation or took care of their family because they say they're a full-time day trader. There's this big praise about not having to work for anybody and you can do this overnight and a bunch of scammer posts and all this stuff, right? And then you have real experiences from 2020 during the pandemic when people overnight were becoming like millionaires. And that was insane in itself because that's literally a real life person being able to flip their life around a full 180. And because of all these things that I've listed, I fell for the gimmick that trading was a get rich quick scheme, but it's obviously not. 10 months in and I'm still not consistently profitable. And I know a lot of other traders out there on the internet and off the internet took a very long time before they reached a level of success. Success in their eyes, I should say. So that is the first piece about getting rich quick and how that really contributed to my bad trading habits, because I didn't think that there was any true technical analysis or fundamental analysis when it came to trading. I thought it was just, okay, place a bet here, make a lot of money, you're done, you know? And then on top of that, there's no such thing as a strategy. There's no such thing as trading psychology. I didn't know anything. I didn't know squat, that word. And so having all of that bundled into a basket, you can see why I was already starting off the rat race, or not, maybe not the rat race, but starting off this trading career on a bad note, or maybe not the most best note. And now leading into the prop firm account and how that kind of contributed to my bad trading habits. Because I was already in the mindset of get rich quick scheme and everything that I just explained to you, not having a strategy, not having TA, not having FA, not having psychology down, not having risk management down, not having anything. I started to buy these accounts, try to copy and paste from another YouTuber I was watching, which was Trades by Matt, love him, and I thought that was it. Simple as that, but it's not. And so at that point, blow one account, blow another account, just keep going through accounts, then finally realize, okay, maybe there's a little bit more to the game. But by then, from December to January, that's a lot of time passed. And it only takes 21 days to build a habit. Now, I've already done a full month. That's 30, 31 days. And then I just kept doing it that way. So from December up until, I'll just say June, maybe July, that's actually 7 to 8 months, give or take. We'll just say 7 at most, where I was doing the same bad trading habits. I was gambling. I was being aggressive. I was over leveraging by having a lot of contracts, not understanding what my risk management was when it came to my take profit versus my stop loss. What's my risk to reward overall? Is it a 1-to-1? Is it a 1-to-2? Is it a 1-to-3? And because I didn't have these set in stone with my plan, I was already setting myself up for failure. So these bad trading habits continued. Obviously, they got a little bit better as those months went on. Maybe around month 3, 4, that was March, when I posted on my YouTube channel talking about my gambling addiction. And that was when I sat down and I realized, dude, you don't have anything that is going to help you become better. What makes you think that by you putting in the same actions without trying to get better is going to give you different results? It's not. So from March moving on, I finally started to understand a little bit more about what a strategy was, technical analysis a little bit more. My trained psychology wasn't really the best because I was still facing a lot of personal issues outside of the charts. But even then, things were starting to move along a little bit better. And I fully believe that because I was working on slowly breaking down those bad habits, when July came around, I had this new funded account that did give me multiple payouts. That was when I thought, wow, look what happens when you actually try to work towards becoming better. Those 0.001% days are adding up because now you're able to withdraw from the market. That was insane. But the kicker was, because these bad habits have been along for a long time, it kind of led into how I treated my funded and performance accounts. Yes, July up until September, I took multiple payouts, but think about all of those challenges that I did pass before and how many got turned into funded in PAs or PAs, and how many that I lost like right away, either a few hours after I activated them, a few days, maybe even right before my payout. There was a challenge I did for Bullinox actually, where I was there at the finish line. Even at one point I had enough for everything, but I didn't realize it, but either way, I lost that account. So, there's always that very sweet taste of just almost victory, and then it just gets taken away from you. And it's because I had these bad habits for so long, and it took me such a long time to break them down that I feel like I've extended the timeline of me becoming a consistent, profitable trader because I let this happen for so long. The last thing I want to let you guys ponder about is think to yourself, if the way that you are trading right now was on your own personal live account, and personal live account meaning you funded it with every single dollar you have to your name. If that is 10 bucks, if that's 500 bucks, if that's $10,000, would you allow yourself to trade this exact same way on your personal live account? That is what I'll leave you with, because when I think of this question every day when I trade now, it just hits a little differently. But lastly, to end this whole video, I just want to say that trading truly is a journey. It is not a get-rich-quick scheme. There is so much that goes into it, and that's why, as I stated earlier, people that dedicate, for college, maybe it's 4 to 12 years of trying to become an expert in a specific craft. It takes them a long time, but at the end of it, they know what they're doing, they know what they talk about. They have both the hands-on experience, they have the technical experience, and they just have what it takes at that point because they built up their characteristics to be that expert in that craft. And that's the same thing for trading. I really appreciate your time and support. I really hope that this video was insightful. Just talking about my last 10 months as a futures trader, and honestly, the main two things that I'm struggling with the most that is preventing me from getting to that next level. I really appreciate your time and support. I wish you nothing but the best and most success in everything you do. Feel free to comment down below if you want to talk about your journey. That would be awesome. And let's be supportive of one another because we already deal with enough stress in the markets. I will see you all in the next video.